So this is a 2024 GMC Sierra heavy duty 2500 AT4X. So this is the AEV Special Edition, but the super cool thing, and indeed the world first thing, is this bad boy is right-hand drive. So it arrived to my team here in Sri Lanka a number of weeks ago, and we've worked hard to convert it from left-hand drive to right-hand drive, and by the time you see this video, it will be in Australia. So this is ADR compliant, so this is the world first right-hand drive 2500 AT4X. The AT4X is really the ultimate when it comes to its towing. Obviously, what you can actually put in the bed. So whether you happen to be towing your caravan, your boat, your horse float, 8,000 kilos, 8 ton is a lot of weight to be able to tow. But then you add into it the off-road capability that the AEV partnership's given. So the 1.5 inch lift kit, and we'll get into the details throughout the video. You've really got a combination, incredible combination of towing capacity and indeed off-road capability. So it's those two things joined together that make it pretty unique. And then of course, and we'll have a look inside as we go through, but the interior is spectacular. It's incredibly comfortable, it's luxurious, it's got all the tech that you could possibly imagine. So in my mind, it really hits all of the buttons. It's perfect as a city driver. I mean, the performance, not towing, not off-roading, when you're just driving in the city streets. I mean, it is a big pickup truck, there's no doubt about it. I mean, the ground's a little bit uneven, but she is a big monster, there is no doubt about it. But on the roads, it is incredible to drive with incredible pickup. But equally, when it comes to that towing capability, bed load capability, and off-road capability, it really does tick every single box. Now, this is the first ever right-hand drive AT4X in the world. There are two engine options that you can choose with the AT4X. You can either get the 6.6 litre V8 petrol, or you can get the 6.6 litre Turbo Diesel V8. Now, this is the Turbo Diesel V8. All of the units so far that we've converted and are converting are diesel, which is what most people honestly go for. But to give you the specs on them, the petrol engine, which is incredible, there's no doubt about it, but the petrol engine gives you about 400 horsepower and 464 foot-pound of torque. But the diesel engine delivers 470 horsepower and 975 foot-pound of torque. And that's better than the Ram 2500s, comparable to the F250s, but you've got to remember that this is, beyond its ability to tow, it is also an off-road vehicle ready to go. Now, it does come with an engine block heater. It does have, well, it does add, if you go from the petrol to the diesel, it does add around $10,000 US to the initial cost of the vehicle. But as I say, most people do skip straight away to the diesel engine variant just because they want that additional horsepower, and most particularly they want the torque in the engine. All right, so this unit is in Summit White. Now, there are six available exterior options, so you can check the GMC website or our website for the various exterior options. There's only one interior color, which is the Obsidian Black. We'll show you a little bit later on, but it is beautiful. So actually, choice of vehicles is pretty straightforward in the sense of exterior color, 6 options, 2 engine options. Now, the AT4X is only available on the 2500, so you can't get it on the 3500 trim. And it's only available in the crew cab, which is what we've got here, and the standard bed configuration. So again, it makes it so much easier. There are many things to like, but certainly one of the things I really like about this is that it does come packed with all the features. It's not one of those vehicles that you then need to add a whole bunch of additional factory options to. There are a bunch of factory options that you can add on to the truck, but as standard, it comes honestly fully loaded. So from the 35-inch tyres, the 1.5 inch lift kit, there's nearly 12 inches of clearance on the vehicle, absolutely insane. You've got your power deployable side steps, which are, well, both convenient, but also with a truck this high, honestly needed. Your towing mirrors, it really is a spectacular pickup truck. They are, to be honest, I think it's probably one of the most exciting pickup trucks we've converted in the last few years. And remember, we've spent the last 30 years converting pickup trucks and converted over 4,000 of them. So for us to get excited about it, it's got to be something pretty special. So you'll see a lot of the AEV features throughout the vehicle, but obviously from the badging, from the recovery hooks, It has the multi-pro tailgate, so it pops down with one button, second button drops it down, and it reveals obviously your step, but also your separate kicker audio, which is absolutely insane. Now, this has a bed payload capacity of 1,100 kilos, so that is a huge amount of weight. You can see here it's ready for a fifth wheel hitch, should you wish to put a fifth wheel hitch from a trailering solution. So 1,100 kilos of payload, it'll tow 8,000 kilos, so that is a big boat or a big caravan or a big trailer of whatever description. It is immense from its towing capacity. But again, the key difference from your standard GMC Sierra 2500 heavy duties is that off-road capability where GMC has partnered with AEV to actually give it that boost. Now, it is about a $10,000 price jump from the standard AT4 to the AT4X. So lift kit, tyres, suspension, skid plates, we'll get into all the details, a lot of interior trim worked out. For me, it's absolutely worth every dollar, and we'll go through and show you most of those points as we run through this video, but that just sets you an expectation both of its bed and towing capability as well as its actual off-road capability. So while we're sitting in here, spray on bed liner of course, we'll show you in a moment, but the rear window has a control that allows you to open it. There is a 220 amp alternator in here, onboard power, so if we flick down here you can actually see that it's got a external power plug in here, which is obviously, in this case, this one's going to Australia, so it's got the Australian plug over it here. You've got your trailering plugs here, as well as on the bottom of your tailgate. It really is an incredible pickup truck, both from, and I keep repeating myself, I know, but from that towing capacity side of things, but also from its off-road capability. So talking about off-roading, let's jump into those details. All right, so I've jumped inside the cabin. Clearly, it's right-hand drive. I've got to say, we're filming today in quite a spectacular location. It's an incredible quarry here in Sri Lanka, and you might not be able to pick it up on camera, but we're on a fair bit of an angle, and I definitely ensured that I was both in park and indeed the park brake was on, because it's a very deep lake. That said, it would have made a very cool YouTube video if we put the vehicle into the lake. But here we are, it is beautiful. Now, I guess to level set from a pricing expectation, the AT4X is about the same cost as the Sierra Denali Ultimate. So that sort of gives you a level peg. And if we step back, if we go from the AT4 up to the AT4X, it's about a $10,000 price jump. And if you go from the petrol to the turbo diesel option, it's an additional $10,000. So just, I guess, just to give you a sense of where it sits in the Sierra 2500 landscape. That said, and as you look around, it really has everything that you possibly imagine, from the 16-way powered seats through to obviously the incredible digital dashboard, through to the Bose stereo system. There really isn't too many things that you sacrifice, and really this truck is designed for a purpose. It's designed for those people who quite clearly need the towing capacity, but also want the ability to go off-roading, lift kit, bigger tyres, wheels, suspension, those sorts of things. So again, like most things in life, it really comes down to what you want to use the vehicle for. Now, I'm an Aussie, a lot of our vehicles, a lot of these trucks, this truck is going to Australia, so it's ADR compliant. So any of our customers in Australia, this vehicle is legal to import into the country. It comes with a 5-year warranty, and it comes back by our 30 years in the business. So clearly we know what we're doing. This is exciting because it's a new version. The AT4X is only became available this year, and we've currently got a series of these vehicles in production. We've got vehicles on the water to Australia, so these will be the first time ever the right-hand drive variant is available. And look, whether that happens to be in Australia or Indonesia or the UK or any parts of Africa, wherever you happen to be, they really are quite spectacular. Now, before I get into the tech specs, I guess to me there's a couple of layout or just broad conversion concepts that are quickly worth talking about. This has been, or it's quite clearly, a complete redesign, re-engineer and remanufacture in its conversion from left-hand drive to right-hand drive. So lots of simple, or maybe not so simple elements, but when we look at the dashboard, it is absolutely perfect. The touchscreens are pivoted in the right direction to allow driver control and driver access. It is a mirror image conversion, so you don't lose any technology. It is all there ready to go. Clearly this is an originally American manufactured vehicle. We're now here in right-hand drive by my crew, but I'm looking here both at the digital display and the heads-up display, both in kilometers per hour. And you'll see lots of details throughout the vehicle, things like rear mud flaps and a whole series of things that we need to work through and design and engineer to ensure the vehicles are ADR compliant. There is only one trim option available, which is the Obsidian Black, so the leather seats, it really is beautiful. I think it's also quite practical. So it does come with AEV, the rubber floor mats on it, but it's practical in the sense that this is designed to be a truck that's used, a truck that tows your caravan or your boat, you take off-road. And talk about going off-road, I mean, we are in a pretty cool location today, shooting in a quarry in Sri Lanka, but we absolutely tested the off-road capability of the truck getting here. It was narrow, crazy, it was very, very cool. But sitting in here, it is super comfortable. So lots of things to look at. So I'll get rid of my phone very quickly. Obviously your wireless phone charger is there, which is just useful. And actually one of the practical things, and again, this is not something that you make a buying decision over, but actually the way that the power charging is set up here, the phone doesn't bounce out if you're going over rocky terrain. So again, not a big thing, but it's just a practical element if you're actually off the track and four-wheel driving or whatever, it sits there nice and easily. So as we sit through, clearly right-hand drive, cruise control, it has all the technology you could possibly imagine. As we're sitting through here, you've got your 13.4-inch center digital display, so super easy to see and to use. One of the great things, the things that I like about the GMCs is that they are easy to use. So there's a combination of sort of tactile buttons to be able to control functions. So here, obviously on the steering wheel and up above my head here, but the display is super clear. You've got the multicolour 15-inch heads-up display. So again, in the lighting, you might not be able to pick it up, but sitting here, I can see all the details that I need. And again, that's clearly been repositioned from the left-hand drive, the left-hand side of the vehicle to the right-hand drive, and effectively what is over there now, complete ring engineer, is the airbag from a passenger safety perspective. And then over here I've got the 13.4-inch digital touchscreen, which again is super easy to use. So your standard things, your maps, tracking your phone charging. It's got the 360-degree camera system, which is really quite spectacular. And honestly, when we were driving it in here today, it came in really very, very useful. It does have the option to have the additional trailering pack for the camera trailering pack, so it gives you things like the invisibility on the trailer, which is, if you've never used it or seen it before, is unbelievably amazing. Grew up with boats and putting boats down ramps in Australia, in Melbourne, and yeah, that whole technology of being able to sort of see through the vehicle or through the boat, so you don't actually drive off the edge of the ramp, is actually very useful technology. So obviously your AC controls, and again, this is the detail, and what you see when you watch our videos is a right-hand drive variant, and I simply sit here and we talk about the fact that it's clearly got AC, it's got cooling and heated seats. One of the cool things with the cooling seats is that you can both have your back ventilated and also your bum ventilated separately. And of course you've got your heated seats, which I'm not going to turn on today because it's pretty warm. Obviously your tactile buttons, so exhaust brake, anti-lane changing, parking brake. You can remotely put down your tailgate, hazard lights, skid control, you can drop all four windows. So all very, very sensible, easy to use technology. So you've got your AEV brand everywhere, but just sort of discreetly everywhere. So it's not overdone or overbaked, but obviously in your headrests, it's embroidered in, and your badging here for the AT4X, the same here on the center console. It really is, I don't know, subtle, classy, as I said. It's not overdone, but it's really good. 16-way power seats, which obviously the controls are here, which is all quite straightforward, of course, which is very practical. You've got your massaging function, which again, is really just nice. And again, trailing system here, AC, your actual controls, so your digital touchscreen, obviously your engine start and stop here. As we flip across to this side, we have our ability to be able to control our two-wheel drive to four-wheel drive modes, and indeed we have all of our lighting controls here. So both lighting in the sense of headlights, but also bed lighting, tow hitch lighting. You've got your powered sunroof up the top. You've got your sliding window, so if you, you go to Bunnings and you need to buy you bought a 4-metre long piece of timber, you can actually slide the window back and drop it through so it sits within the tailgate nice and easily. Really just very, very convenient. So there you have the 2024 GMC 2500 heavy duty AT4X in right-hand drive by my incredible crew at Autogroup. Now this is a stunning, stunning pickup truck. I've talked about it endlessly. Incredibly powerful, immense towing capacity. The interior is absolutely insane. 35-inch wheels, the 1.5-inch lift kit, that 12 inches of clearance. This one with a 6.6 litre turbo diesel V8 with a 10-speed Allison. 975 foot-pound of torque, well over 400 horsepower. This is an unbelievable pickup truck. Now, if you'd like some more information or you need to learn more about what we do, clearly, first of all, do me a favor and hit the like button and indeed subscribe to our YouTube channel. That would be super cool. If you'd like some more information, there's an email in the description below. You can talk to me or indeed one of my team, and we can put together for you a exact cost. Again, whether you're in Australia or Zimbabwe or Cyprus or Indonesia or India, whatever it happens to be, we can provide you with a full price for a brand new vehicle in right-hand drive, shipped to whatever country you need to do, with the full warranty and indeed backed by our 30 years of experience. Now, again, this is first time ever that the AT4X, the AEV Special Edition vehicle, is in right-hand drive. We're clearly super excited. My entire team is excited about it, and I know that this vehicle is going, and in fact, all the others we've got in the factory at the moment will be heading out to some pretty exciting customers very shortly. So thank you for watching. Again, hit the subscribe button, hit the like, comment on how we can maybe improve our videos or what other vehicles you'd like us to see covering in YouTube. But thank you, have a nice day. Cheers, bye.